Oh, hi, it's you again. So this is the living room. We felt this was what sold the Airstream to us. These are called naked windows because nobody can tell you're naked inside. Whoa. So this is what sold the Airstream to us because we're outdoor enthusiasts and we very, very much enjoy mountains, especially. And so this brings in all the light and all the scenery. I've heard some other folks online don't care for this modification because normally this side of the trailer would have a bunch of storage up here, similar to above the kitchen. But that sort of boggles our minds because we don't use all the storage now. So, and we lived in it. So I don't know. But
I have to admit, like the first trip that we took in the Airstream, I got to sleep on the sofa here, and it does pull out. We'll show that in a second. But with all the windows open, even the back windows right now, they're kind of shut. But you can see, like, you know, I woke up and all I saw was like the Colorado River and the Great Rocks and Moab, just kind of like in my face.
It's an unbelievable experience.
Yes.
That is the magic of Airstream, right? Like, you know, the vision was to take home with you.
Yeah.
And they really succeeded. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trailer. So they gave it leather appointments, so more storage than any normal person can need. We have like all of our scuba gear under here, or snorkeling, I suppose.
Especially out here in the desert.
Yeah, well, you know. And dog toys, that's really important.
Yes.
And we got more storage under here. And look at the quality. I mean, you can see this really nice heavy lumber that they use. There's no MDF in here. There's no OSB. It's all really nice, good quality plywood.
You supplied the bins there?
No, those come. Can you believe it? Again, Airstream supplies those, so it shows you know, their quality ethic, right? They're not going to mess you over on the bins. They come already with the Airstream. And then the most important thing that our viewers are going to want to know about is get one of these. They're awesome. Okay. So we immediately redecorated the Airstream when we got it. We took out all the floofy white pillows and threw them all away and got some darker colors. The reason we did that is we have pets. We all have pets, so they are really tough on the furniture. And this Airstream, when you go and look at it on the floor at the dealer, is all apportioned in a matching kind of a creamy white, and that's lunacy when you're camping. That's crazy, right? So we had it. This is an option that you can choose. There was very few things on the Airstream that we were able to customize, but this was one of them. And it's a very good quality leather. We're very, very happy with it. It's very durable, but good quality. There's also a storage bin back here, and
Nice
allow me to.
leather wrapped.
Yeah, it is nice. However, let's make a usability observation, such as you would say. Where do you suppose most people put their drinks when they're sitting back here? Right here. And so, how many times do you suppose we've spilled those drinks? So we found that what happens is this makes a perfect fluid catcher and promptly ruins everything that's in here. So we lost some very valuable stuff in here. We had a camera, we had a couple of very important books. So Airstream, really you should put cup holders in here, in my opinion.
Cup holders or either that or have it sealed or something.
Something. And then right by you, we have our speakers. I would throw maybe just a tiny little bit of criticism at Airstream. I think they should have appointed it with Bang & Olufsen or, you know, something better than Clarion.
Yeah.
So,
Clarion is a medium brand.
No, they're a low-end, crappy. Yeah. And you can tell.
Okay.
One of these days I'll have the speaker system upgraded. But it does come with a little Bluetooth-enabled radio.
Is that also Clarion as well? The radio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And but you can hook up to Bluetooth with it, and there's a little mic here. We have had phone calls with people just sitting in the trailer. It does pick up pretty well, which is nice.
Yeah,
so.
we used it ourselves. We played music through our phone and stuff like that. It worked really well.
One thing I do like is just the little touch of the lampshades. You know, you don't get you have the nice ceiling lights and stuff
Right.
like that, but you still get this nice, just
And
it's that little bit of home thing.
And what I love about this, it's just so funny, is like that's like a 1920s kind of a throwback in this ultra,
modern thing.
Right.
Well, but then at least the lampshade matches with your curtains, and this does match with the sofa color.
And Airstream is, they were, I think they were formed in the 30s, so the era is right
Yeah.
for that kind of decoration. But
is that in all of their Airstreams?
this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know. For our viewers, Airstream, just like cars, has models that start low and then work their way up. The top of the line is called the Airstream Classic, and if you're into like brass and cigars, that might be your style. But we don't like the Classic at all. We actually went and looked at another one recently because we were at the dealer, and they're just too senior, let's say, in style. We felt that if IKEA made trailers, like that's more our style, that this is what it would be like. So we appreciated the very modern conveniences. Another thing our viewers might notice is that the interior of this Airstream is all aluminum. So the Airstream does not come with a fabric covering anymore. So I think that's fantastic because it's not going to trap odors and stains and such. And then there's more inverter circuits sprinkled around. So also we have the electronics bay, and this trailer I had equipped with a satellite dish, so the exterior shots will catch that. And so this is the satellite controller. This comes with the Airstream. This is an HDMI distribution node that controls what the front and the back televisions are seeing. It is possible to watch two different things. Blu-ray, for example, this is a Blu-ray player on one and satellite on the other. Only output A drives audio on the speakers though. So, and then I also had this trailer outfitted with Wi-Fi and cell phone boosters. So underneath here is power supply for the boosters. I put together this sort of a bodged plexiglass box here, but this is the booster for Wi-Fi. Obviously this is the interior componentry, and this is where you connect. This is how I worked for a year and a half. That was my internet connection, and you simply just go point like that, and now you're boosted. So that's this whole bay can be run from the inverter.
Excellent.
So like before, we have air conditioning vents. This is a fantastic fan, so-called, and it will close if it gets wet, and there is a hood up there that we had put on, and you can control the speed and set thermostat and stuff. So.
And do you want to tell the adventure of what happened on the maiden voyage?
Yeah, maiden voyage. That was the beginning of our relationship with RVing. That hood ripped right off within 2 hours of leaving Phoenix, so that was awesome.
Yeah.
And
we got it fixed in Cayenta.
Cayenta, yeah. The world's most useless smoke alarm. We took the battery out of this because anything will set it off. Anything. It's not well positioned relative to the kitchen. So out of survival, we had to take the battery out, which is
Emily's not a vapor either, so.
Yeah. So I think that catches everything for the living room.
Yeah.
Welcome to the kitchen. Looks a lot like the living room.
Pretty much.
So the kitchen has its own lighting control panel, controls these batch of lights up here, and we have a nice little TV. I should point out that those came with the Airstream, so they supplied very good quality equipment with the Airstream.
Yes, those are Samsung televisions.
Yeah. Very, very nice. And like the living room, this also has very, very nice leather seats. Mm-hmm. This was my office for a year and several months. I worked right here and looked out that window all over the country. So this tabletop can be provisioned with Corian, but we forgot. We didn't know that until we bought the Airstream, so sadly. But it's held up well. This can be lowered, and then you can turn this entire area with these 2 seat backs into an additional sleeping area for 2 more, I'm guessing, kids.
And also the sofa here does slide out as well, and it also extends out enough for somebody to sleep across as well. So
yeah, you guys.
I found that to be more comfortable than probably sliding this one out, because this is probably for good for kids,
right?
But not really adults.
And then don't you when you take the trailer, don't you guys slide this out and watch TV with it?
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. Since there's a few of us in the back here, what we did was we pulled it out, kind of just leaned up against the thing with the pillows, and then all watch the TV. And the TV pops off as well a little bit. I'm not going to pull it off right now, but it pops off and you can kind of turn it a little bit around. So.
And the only other thing is the Airstream also does come built in with an antenna, quaintly, and a cable TV adapter. I think there was one time in 2 years that we've ever used the antenna. It was somewhere in Florida, and we just couldn't get any satellite or anything. But this has been many wonderful memories formed right here.
Yeah. One nice thing too, like especially with the door, so you can open up the door, keep the screen door here.
Yep.
You open up these windows just along the side here. You get a nice cool breeze coming through.
And especially kick on that fantastic fan too.
Yeah.
The trailer, as long as you're not in Arizona, you don't really need the air conditioning. In Arizona, you do, big time. But
definitely during the summertime.
And should we cover?
Well, the one thing I do want to show is about the like right where you're kind of sitting here is just the quality. Actually, is again,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, this is the kind of, you can see how this plywood, and it's kind of, I don't know how they twisted it to get it
steam formed, as I understand it. So,
and you can see like it's nice and polished down, and this looks very
no
very
MDF
nice.
in this trailer.
Yeah.
Airstream does certify. These trailers are certified livable. They don't outgas, so there's not a lot of fumes. And and then they do have a nice little storage area that comes along with nice good closet area.
Yeah, much better than the closet over there in the bedroom there.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the kitchen. We have a front door entry on our Airstream here, so the door is towards the front tow area, and then it turns right into the kitchen here. And so this Airstream is equipped with a propane stove with 3 burners, and we also have a nice little oven here. We use it sometimes, like lasagna. You made something. What did you guys make?
We made pasta, and we had garlic bread. So
nice.
we put the garlic bread in the nice bag, popped it in there.
That was what, Karchner you went down to?
Yes,
Karchner
Caverns.
Lighting the stove is a little bit different than at home. You have a spark generator that you turn, and then that'll start. Propane's turned off now, so we can't demonstrate that. But then a nice little vent hood. So the vent outside, when we do the exterior, we'll show it clips closed so it doesn't rattle during towing. That's where this exhausts to. And then we have a nice little microwave.
Which is on.
It is on. That means we have shore power. The inverter system in this particular trailer is not powerful enough to run the microwave. So, and some control panel stuff. So we've got lighting.
Keep the lights on there.
All right.
That looks better.
And we've got the inverter control. In case our viewers are wondering, when you press this button, there are special outlets such as this one over here that are marked inverter. And this button will energize those particular outlets. So, for example, it's enough to run TV, satellite, computers, stuff like that. Certainly not microwave, air conditioning.
Yeah.
So when you turn off the generator at night, you can still watch TV on that nice battery power.
Yeah, because a lot of I completely understand this. There's a lot of regulations. Typically, at 8 or 10 o'clock at night, generators have to be off. So and this is this Airstream we had equipped with 200 watts of solar. This is the solar control panel, and it will tell you how much solar charge amps you're supplying into the system. Presently, we're on shore power, so this will always show 100% because the batteries are already topped off. And then this is the default panel that comes built with the Airstream. And the way this panel works is if you want to check your black, you just press this. For example, if you want to check battery. So we empty the tanks during storage, so it should be 0 fresh water, 0 gray, and 0 black. And this is how you turn the pump on. When you are not hooked up to city water, the pump will allow you to draw water from a 50-gallon freshwater tank that comes with the trailer.
So my question is the pump's over here, but the water heater is over there. So would it make sense to have the water heater over here, or the switch for that?
Excellent question. Airstream says that they don't just make changes; they make changes that make sense. That would make a lot of sense. There's a lot of strange oddities about the way that Airstream designed these trailers. Not bitter, you just, why aren't all the controls in one place? It's very strange design choices.
I understand,
the
like
lighting,
putting the lights over by the door, which makes sense.
Right, but the lighting panel here often is eclipsed by spoons and all your kitchen stuff.
Another usability thing is to keep your light switches in the kitchen a little higher.
Yeah, I think that
At least they put the plug higher, so that's good.
Right, the plug is high, and I wish what I think they should do is they should allow the phones hook in through Bluetooth, and you should be able to control the whole trailer that way, right? I don't know why it's this old school stuff, but so another growy faucet, and this doubles as a cutting board, and you can see that they tell you when you buy your trailer never to cut on the top, so you can see how well we've followed those directions. But then a nice deep sink,
nice deep stainless,
and this stretches out quite nicely. That said, we don't use our hard dishware much. We tend to stick with the paper, kind of ghetto. But you learn when you're dry camping. Life is all about water, and the washing dishes just absolutely just consumes water. So we generally stick to paper. So under here is storage for the smallest trash can in the world, which is this little guy, which will last you exactly 10 minutes before you have to take it out. We use these little guys for, we put them up here when we reach our destination for spoons and forks and stuff, and all of our cleaning stuff. And a little tip for our folks that are watching at home: if you're thinking about RVing, or if you have one, then you'll nod your head and go, oh yeah, I know about that. We always put all of our dispensers in the off position, because changing altitude when you tow can squirt stuff out, and you open it and you get quite a little mess. So, another thing that I would like to point out, we have actually had a fire.
Oh wow.
Our little stove outside caught fire.
Oh, okay.
It's our fault. We weren't cleaning it enough, so it was a grease fire. So we have on the side of the kitchen here, we have one fire extinguisher, and I was so thankful that Airstream had thought that through that I have bought a backup. So 2 fire extinguishers, obviously plastic bags, and under here are silverware.
That's a nice drawer. It pulls out all the way, so you don't have to,
It
have
pulls
trouble sticking things in and out.
right, and this came with the Airstream, which is really nice.
Oh,
They're nice,
divider?
high class, yeah.
Yes.
And then you can see reading glasses for us old people. So also another little trick for our viewers: never be caught without your Phillips screwdriver. The Airstream has a habit of everything unscrewing. As you can see, we have a missing screw there, but this stuff, we're eventually going to have to put some Loctite on it, because this stuff just comes loose when we tow. So more storage, and then the most useless drawer ever. Ta-da!
Oh yeah, nice and short.
Yeah,
I guess
it's a trick.
Yes, but at least it is appropriate for those kinds of trash bags.
And then we have some storage up here. We already looked at the storage for the plates in there.
Concept.
But it has the nice lights, and you can see the lights are the same as the. They didn't skimp out on the lights on the inside.
No?
It's the same quality as the ones on the.
And then we have some covered storage here, pantry, and then a nifty little pull-out pantry, which is thumb activated. That's actually pretty good usability, right? Like, so you kind of pull on it, and out she comes. It is a little bit difficult to clean in there, but we get to it. So
yes, it's very good, because even on the overnight trip that we took it on, it was like the few things that we needed to bring slid right into those the pantry really easily.
The only criticism that I would offer, again, Airstream, if you're listening, I love my trailer, but this could be 2 inches wider. It fits most common items, but if, like you can see right here, this could just be 2 inches. It's just. But, so, and then you can see it's one of my favorite features of the trailer. They have this beautiful Corian counter, nice and thick, and it's very scratch resistant. And so, those are your Vanna White skills.
Yeah.
You can order the trailer with a matching Corian kitchen countertop, but we didn't think of it until the trailer was delivered, and then now you're in territory of having to get it special done by somebody local. So.
And I guess these windows are kind of similar to the bathroom, whereas they don't.
They don't open, which is funny. Like every window in the Airstream opens, except for the bathroom and the kitchen, where you would think of all places you would want the most, but that's their choice.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you do have a little counter extension here, also made out of Corian. So this pops down like so. So.
And another place for those
mysterious devices. What were they called? Magazines. Yeah.
Unfortunately, no one told Airstream that print is dead.
Doesn't seem to be hurting their sales though.
No.
So another point to make, as long as we're in the kitchen, is you notice that we are walking on these very high quality Walmart rugs. I can explain why.
That's not this one is from Airstream.
That came from Airstream, yeah. So we have discovered that this flooring is very, very thin. And so one of the things that's very common is when you're taking stuff out of your pantry or you're cooking, obviously you drop stuff. And we really beat up this floor. We lived over a year in the Airstream, and so it was several $100s to have the floor repaired, and even after it's repaired, it never looks as good as it did. So we have put these in to kind of help the poor floor last a little bit longer. So, and then folks out there watching, they can check out Long Long Honeymoon. They also have a great episode on how they refloored their trailer. So. Next, we're going to do a little tour of the refrigerator. Dometic. Evidently, they sell these panels. You can pull these plastic inserts off, and
so if you want to do a black interior versus a
or wood
or white or whatever it might be your interior.
Pneumatic,
is that an option when you actually purchase the Airstream, or is it just something?
I don't remember it being presented as an option, but Pneumatic Fanatic, one of my favorite channels, and also Long Long Honeymoon, they've both done episodes about refrigerators and panels, so you guys can check out their channels. But so this is a dual mode fridge, so you turn it on like so, and then it will automatically select whether you're going to use AC or propane.
Right.
And presently we are plugged in at Fred's house, so it chose 50 amp Arizona.
And I don't know if you can hear it, but the air conditioning is going on because it's about 95 degrees outside. About.
Should I turn that off?
No, I think it's fine.
Okay.
I think actually, having the air conditioning on actually lets everybody know how loud it is, and you can obviously have a normal conversation with the air conditioning on.
So, if we were to cut power to the trailer, or if I choose gas, it will automatically switch over. And you can choose your coldness setting. These are not, this particular model is not a auto defrosting. So we traveled for over a year in this trailer, and it does build up pretty substantially. So nice little freezer, no ice maker though, so that's our ice maker.
Yep, that's the old school way.
Yeah, and we got the refrigerator area here. So this was completely sufficient for us for our travels. We had no trouble going at least a week or two.
I mean, that's just like that's almost kind of like an apartment-sized refrigerator.
Yeah,
really.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So the only other problems that we've had is on very bumpy roads. We have had this panel pop out
Okay.
pop it back in. So quality, guys.
Yeah. And what's the other issue is making sure that we're trying to open actually pressing the button. And
That's right. So when we got the refrigerator, you, me, my partner, we all went on an inaugural mission. None of us realized that this wasn't like a regular refrigerator that's magnetically held closed. It was actually a actual buttons here. So we just grabbed it and pulled it open and snapped this right off. And so this door was flapping back and forth on our first mission, that was a bummer. But,
yes, it made a nice little mess there on the floor.
Yeah. It was I don't know, like fruit salad and eggs. Of course, it has to be something extra messy. But so we did learn that little lesson. And then the second lesson that we've learned is, I call it my pre-tow check. After we've all packed and everybody's in the truck and everything's idling, you can come and you can walk up to the refrigerator and just gently push it. You'll hear it lock. I always do this like 3 or 4 times. I'm on the verge of OCD now because having this open so many times on the trip.
And of course, when I used it, I did the same exact thing because because of them.
Yeah, we share this trailer. In case any of you are wondering, this is kind of like a co-op trailer. As long as we're here, might as well. This is a carbon monoxide detector, and we have had this go off one time when I positioned the generator in a bad way where some of the exhaust was making its way in. So I can attest that it does work. And this is our control panel for circuit breaker and 12 volt fuses. And this is also where the charger converter goes, which is responsible for turning shore power into 12 volt power to charge the batteries, as well as these lights and stuff. So nice little full-size bathroom. So we got our typical RV toilet there, so no water closet. And lots of space for storing all your pills and toothpaste and all that kind of stuff. And of course, most important thing, a vent. So
got the vent right there.
And nice little privacy shade, although I wish they had designed the Airstream of every window in this Airstream opens except this one. Wouldn't you want a window to open in the bathroom? I don't understand. But one of the oddities about the Airstream is these are the water heater panels. But the oddity about this is that this only turns red if there's a problem. So when you turn on the heater, nothing happens.
So we have the usability issue number 1 is that there is no indication about something actually being on. The only indication is something is wrong.
So what happens fairly common is you stumble in here at midnight and you're fishing around for the light switch and you fumble and you turn one of these on and the light switch, and then I wake up in the morning and we wasted half our propane keeping the water hot.
Yeah. So usability issue number 2 there. So a little bit more separation between lights and the actual water heater, and it's the water heater and the pump, right?
Maybe a cover, like a cover, or something. But
and this is for the electric versus the propane.
That's right. Yeah.
So at least the UI here for the it's pretty easy to decipher between gas and electricity there. Shock or fire. All right.
The little vanity mirror. and then nice little, I guess they call it pronounced little growy faucets. So, and then we found out that the Airstream drains this water from this sink goes to the black tank, and the reason is that the RV toilets don't provide enough water for the solids, shall we say. So they've supplemented it. So we try to avoid that problem by going outside to say vault toilets as much as possible.
Yes.
But,
I think even when we used it, I think even Anna and myself, we ended up using the vault toilets more than actually.
Right.
All right. Got another air conditioning vent here as well.
Vents, yeah.
All right. Should we make our way to the other portion, kind of the shower, or of the bathroom, which is the shower?
Yeah, full-size shower. Well, I don't know which constitutes full-size, but you can stand up in it. So then you'll have to open it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I'll come in through on this side. And so here's your shower. Nice little seat in there as well, so you can sit down.
And it's very well geared for military showers. So typically you turn on the shower area down here, but you leave the head turned off.
Yep. And
you can do the spurts when you need them. So.
And to get a kind of an idea, I'm 5'10", so I got a good, if you're about 6 to 6'2", you'll probably fit in here without having to put your, kink your neck or anything like that.
They give you a nice vent here too.
Yep.
So.
And of course the infamous clothesline. If you need to use a clothesline, hook it into that
we've
side.
Found that fairly useless. It's so thin that it doesn't hardly hold any clothes.
I guess it would work good for your bike shorts, and that's about it. Huh?
Probably pretty much it.
All right.
And then for our viewers, I have learned not to leave the vents open when we tow. So, otherwise, for example, if you're on a dirt road, you'll open the trailer door, and your trailer will be filled with lots and lots of dust. So, learn that the hard way.
Yeah.
This is the bedroom. So the Airstream dedicates a full, what would you say, maybe this is about a quarter of all the space in the Airstream.
Yep.
To a bedroom. So they give us really nice storage area up top. So we have a rice maker, most important thing, waffle maker ever. So interesting thing.
In case you get hungry in the middle of the night, you can make some waffles.
Right. So I mean, being Airstream MTB plug. Mountain biking is a big part of what we do while we're traveling. So like high carb meals like waffles are really important before rides. But so an interesting thing about the 30 is you're not able to get this trailer without these pillars. And we thought when we bought it that the primary advantage of many of the trailers we saw was that sweeping vista, in the bedroom area, and you could wake up and yawn and then look out and see the Rocky Mountains. So we tried to order the trailer without these, but they said you can't. So I don't know if that means there's some structural component to the 30 that demands having these pillars. But our feeling is they do make it a little more claustrophobic than we would prefer, but so it goes. And then
there's no window on the other side of these pillars, right?
No,
okay,
no,
so
it's all
the window is just this back space right
yeah,
here.
I don't know if it's structural, I'm not sure, but and then you can see Airstream being a 70-year-old company or however old they are, you can see they have these odd anachronisms for, what were those funny devices called? Magazines, right?
Yeah, that can hold like 10 Kindles.
Kindles, that's right, yeah. So in the middle of the night, it's pretty common to bash your hands or your head on this thing, so we may someday take those off. But,
okay.
And then a little speaker here from the audio system. The environmental controls are here as well, and one of the smoke detectors is back here. And then over here we have one of two TVs built into the trailer. So, and then this is one of the best features of the Airstream. So you got nice storage under here.
Look at all that
And
space.
for those of you who've gone to our site, airstreammtb.com, plug, highly recommend humidifier. The humidifier, we have this because you can see that the hatch to the Airstream is back here, and that goes directly to the exterior. And when we were in Florida, it seemed to pull a lot of the moist air through that hatch, and then cause a mold problem on top of this wood here. We discovered that the dehumidifier was hugely effective. In Arizona, that's not as big a problem.
Yeah.
But
So you have one here and then one in the
hatch. Yeah, you can see
area.
it flowing there. Yeah. So, and they give you this little pan so you can put dirty shoes and such, which is really nice. And a little plug for the good aspects of the Airstream build quality. Look at this, like no MDF here. I mean,
Yeah.
this is pure, pure plywood. It's been steam molded. Just beautiful workmanship,
Yeah.
I think. So,
Along with what kind of wood styling is on the outside there for the plug?
just like a Formica, probably.
Yeah.
They do have portions of the Airstream when we do the segment on the kitchen. They do have a Corian countertops, and obviously, what makes the most difference in the Airstreams when you start going up levels is cabinetry.
Yeah.
So
Now, what does this do right here? Is this like
that's
an
an
actual
access hatch if you
so it
don't
makes
want to
it-
open this whole bed area. Yeah,
Alright.
so you can have this down and get in there.
All right. And one other element you have, you do have two air conditionings on this one. You have and the vents are back here for the AC, right?
Yeah, the supposed advantage, as it was explained to us when we bought the Airstream, is the ceiling is hollow. In fact, these are the filters. You can pull these out and look up in there and so there's a whole hollow section that runs the entire length of the Airstream, and both air conditioners feed into that area, and then jet out the air conditioning. And you can turn and adjust these vents. When we first got the Airstream, we had a lot of trouble with these falling out. We took it back and they've adjusted them, but it's not, again, considering it's an Airstream, not probably the best quality you would have expected. But and then finally, obviously, a little bit of storage. So I went to the Container Store and bought this hanging thing, so it gives us a little more. And then obviously got the windows that open.
Yep.
Airstream has these this variety of Airstream has these little pullable curtains and Velcro that you can use to secure them closed or open. And traditional Airstream style, you can open all the windows and lock them in transport. That window back there opens also, but we felt like it was not a very good design because that window comes covered in screen, and obviously this space is designed for living, so you're gonna pile all your pillows up back there and watch TV and whatever. And so the first thing immediately that happens is you push the screen in by leaning against it. So we had the screen removed. So so we never we have pets. So we would never want that open anyway. So
This is a quick shot of the lights too. Do love these lights that are
yeah,
used.
they're dimmable.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
Oops, let me actually get back and get that shot. There we go.
Yeah,
All right.
and then you can light up obviously the cabinets too. That's
That's lighting.
yeah, it's a very Airstream thing. They like you to. They really mean it. I put it. This would be like the IKEA of trailers if IKEA made trailers.
Yeah.
So.
So here, Emily, you're in your master bedroom here in your in the Airstream.
In the Airstream, yeah.
Yeah. So you want to have a little segment here on some quality issues?
Yeah, so we mentioned earlier in our introduction video we wanted to talk a little bit about quality, and don't get me wrong, I love the Airstream, but I feel like a lot of videos don't talk about quality. So here lies our biggest problem that we have lately. You can see that this little finishing strip here is separating, and Fred and I have noticed some odd behavior with this depending on what temperature, I guess.
Yeah.
But so our plan today is to pull this out, and we're going to run some construction adhesive behind it and then tape it back up.
Yeah.
And similar issue, come down here on the hallway with me, you'll see that we have little finishing problems were the separation, and my theory is that Airstreams weren't really built for Arizona, so this tends to happen when it sits and it's hot. So.
Yeah, and just to let you know, like, it was, I think, an outside temperature of about 92, 93 yesterday.
Which means
inside,
it's like 130 probably.
Yeah, well, no, inside the trailer, I think when I turned on the air conditioning last night, it was around 105, 106
Yeah.
inside. So, yes, it's definitely going to take a toll on.
It's pretty brutal. We've noticed, too, that these are just held on with adhesive, and they tend to pop off, too. So, you know, it's not an epidemic. I mean, the general build quality on the Airstream has been good, but we do have some issues. So.
Yeah.